Hey friends, good morning. I've decided to film this one outside. It's going to be a bit of a risk. It could get noisy, um, birds singing, the occasional car going by. Actually, I think I hear a plane. There may be a train or something, but hey, it's a nice day. It's good to be outside. Today, I want to tell you about an experience I had the other day that kind of reminded me of a reality that maybe some of us are in and how we view God, and hopefully bring some help and truth in this season. Um, the name of the game right now is to stay physically distant. And I had this experience the other day that was a little strange. On Wednesday, we were recording and we were doing the prayer meeting, worship, and I was leading in prayer. Jordan Lissy led us amazingly, by the way, in worship. And at the end of the prayer meeting, I went over to Jordan to congratulate him. And without thinking, I just kind of, in saying, hey, great job, I patted him on the back. And as soon as I did that, whoa, I was not supposed to do that. And I wasn't. Of course, I apologized and quickly sanitized my hand and, like I'd done something unthinkable. And as I reflected on that, I just had this thought like, I think a lot of people view God that way. That I'm not supposed to get close, that I'm supposed to stay distant, that I'm not supposed to touch. And there's a reason for that, because God is other and we are not. In fact, in Hebrews chapter 12, speaking of Mount Sinai, it says, "For you have not come to a mountain that can be touched." And so that's where we get that idea from. Mount Sinai represented the law of God, and that He is perfect and we are not, that He is holy and we are not, and if we touch Him, we'll be destroyed. And that idea has been carried on throughout history, and the way that people view God is He's holy and He's angry, and I better not get too close or He'll bop me on the head or something. Well, Jesus changed all that. Jesus comes on the scene and He made the untouchable touchable. In fact, it isn't that we can just get close into His presence because of the cross of Christ. The veil has been torn in two and we now have relationship with Him. Hallelujah. But it's even better than that. In fact, there was a scene in Luke 8, I think it's in other Gospels as well. There was this woman who had an issue of blood. And so maybe you're sitting there and you've got something that you need Jesus to heal and to touch, and you have something, maybe a physical issue, an emotional issue, or whatever it is. Well, there's a woman who had this issue of blood. She had it for 12 years. And so she thought to herself, if I can just get close to Jesus and touch Him, I could be made well. Well, that's exactly what happened. And Luke 8, verse 46 says, Jesus said, someone has touched me. Now check this out. For I perceive that power has gone out from me. So this woman touches Jesus and got something from Him. Here's my encouragement. Don't let past experience with religion and old thoughts about God that are not lined up with this New Testament reality influence how you relate to Him today. Because Jesus went to the cross, the untouchable God became touchable. Not only that, it's in His presence. It's by experiencing Him, by touching Him, that we can receive power for our situation right now. In fact, when Jesus wanted to fill us with hope, you read all throughout the Gospels, when He wanted to fill us with hope, the thing He said isn't like, hey, your situation's going to get better and the stock market's going to go back up and you're not going to lose your job. And He said, actually, all these things can happen, but you don't need to fear. Here's why. I will be with you. Just like that wonderful song says, that His presence is around us, it's in front of us, it's behind us, it's in us, it's through us. And that's exactly right. don't stay distant from God. I'm sure there's some cheesy social media meme out there that says that Jesus doesn't have to stay socially distant, and it's true. It's cheesy, but it's true that we can come close to Jesus. We can touch him. You may be isolated, you may be all by yourself, or you may just be missing your friends. You don't have to stay distant from Jesus. You can come close. And here's the cool thing, you can get power from him in your situation, whatever it is, whatever you're going through. If it's fear, he can give you hope. If it's despair, he can give you faith. He can change your situation. He can heal you physically. He can heal you emotionally. He's with you. He's for you. He is the God who can be touched. Love you guys.